Well, hello, 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 and welcome. Laura Bassen here for Simon Says Stamps. So glad that you're joining me today. Got a couple of fun projects using very minimal supplies. You gotta love that. So I have a bunch of delicious Simon Says Stamp cardstock. I already pre-trimmed 8 pieces to 4¼ by 5½, standard card size. And then I've got the nested circle dies, also by Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to create this circle kind of hypnotic, retro, awesome rainbow. How many adjectives can I use to describe this pattern? You're going to love it. And what I love about this is what you call a twofer. You get 2 cards for the price of 1. And so you can use 1 card with all of the negative die cuts, use another card with all of the positive. So what I'm doing here, I started with green apple cardstock, and I used the largest circle. And then I'm doing green leaf with the next. So in the nested circle dies, I believe, unless I've lost one, I have 10 circles. And what I did was I took out the 2 biggest ones because they're really big. And so I'm using the 8 smallest of the nested circle dies, and I'm just using every one of them, going from biggest to smallest. And I started with the greens, but I'm working my way through the rainbow. And I like to do that every once in a while. Instead of just doing a straight up rainbow where you start with red, I like to start with, like, for example, this time, start with green, but work your way through the rainbow. It's just in a different order. Funny story. It's probably not that funny to you, but it kind of makes my kids laugh. We have these rainbow little plastic cups. They're from IKEA. I love the kids section in IKEA. They have these rainbow dishes, or at least they used to. And I have the little cups, and I stack them in rainbow order. I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to my dishes because we have clear doors, so you can see through. So everything's got to be stacked in an orderly fashion. But anyway, the cups, I stack them in rainbow order, but I don't do the traditional red, orange, yellow, green. No, I have yellow on the top, yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, green. And if anybody tries to mess with that order, I just lose my mind. So back to the project. Wanted to point out, although you've probably caught on now as I'm working my way through and babbling, every time I die cut a circle, you see how I kind of butt it down into the right bottom corner of a circle. I know there's not a bottom right corner of a circle, but I try to butt it down into the right bottom corner. And instead of just centering the circle, which would be cool too, but I wanted to kind of create this like optical illusion. It almost gives the circles movement, or it almost like hypnotizes you. I know I'm dramatic, but I love it. I love it. It's kind of unexpected and cool. It's like modern. I think it is anyway. I'm telling myself. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okie dokie. So the die cutting is almost finished. I've got one left. The smallest little circle die on some sunshine cardstock for this right stack right here. That'd be the positive, right? I hope I'm correct on that. So next thing you got to do is just adhere this all together on 2 separate card bases. But before I do that, I'm going to emboss a couple of sentiments. I'm using the You Plus Me stamp set by Simon Says Stamp. I love this clean and modern, simple thanks sentiment. This You Plus Me stamp set was also included in the latest August card kit, which was fabulous. And but you can buy the stamp set separately as well. So now we're going to get to adhering this all together. I'm using my Kikuyo, hope I pronounced that correctly, tape runner, which is fantastic. I highly recommend that Kikuyo. And I'm not going to lie, this one here with the negatives, this puppy gets pretty thick. She's a sturdy card, let me tell you. Might not be the best to mail, although I would say it's probably not going to get bent in the mail because she's a nice sturdy woman, but it's heavy. She gets heavy. The other one, not so much heavy, but they're both equally as gorgeous. And you'd be surprised to know that all of these beautiful little rainbow cardstocks came out of my scrap bin. Yes, my scrap bin is utterly out of control because I'm really bad. About every time I need a new color cardstock, I grab a new sheet, new 8.5 by 11. I use a little piece of it, throw it in the scrap bin. Next time I am using a project, I need a color cardstock, I don't dig through the scrap bin. I go grab a new piece. Next thing you know, my scrap bin has overflowed. Is that a word? Overflowed? It's overflowing onto my craft tables all over the place, and I'm determined to use these scraps up. So this would be a great project to dig through your scrap bin and use up some of those pieces if you're like me. So I'm popping up the sentiment with some foam tape, and bada boom, bada bing, these are done. Look at that. I don't know if you're like me, but this is like clean, graphic, colorful, loving it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.